Hello and welcome. I am so glad that you have found your way here today. This is a space dedicated to helping you explore your inner world, grow into the person you want to become, and feel empowered in your daily life. We often talk about big topics like self-expression and personal growth, but today, we are going to focus on something that touches every single one of us: our finances. We will look at money not just as numbers on a screen or paper in a wallet, but as a deep and powerful part of our emotional lives. My hope is to offer you a new perspective, one that is gentle, kind, and full of possibility. Let's start with a foundational idea that might feel new, but will make so much sense once we unpack it. Think about money as more than just a tool for buying things. Think of it as a tool we often use to manage our feelings. It pays for our home. It pays for our food. It pays for our transportation, of course. But on a much deeper, often unconscious level, it serves an emotional purpose. Many of us use money to try to feel safe, to feel happy, to feel important, to feel loved. This is an incredibly human thing to do, and there is no shame in it whatsoever. It is a strategy we learn to cope with life's ups and downs. When you feel a little down or bored, have you ever found yourself scrolling through an online store? That little thrill of finding something perfect? Now that we see how money and feelings are deeply linked, it's easier to recognize when our emotions are driving our financial decisions. Let's look at 3 common ways this connection shows up as stress: financial avoidance, impulse spending, and general money anxiety. Understanding these patterns is the first step toward breaking free. First, let's talk about avoidance. This is when you deliberately don't look at your financial reality because it feels too scary or overwhelming. It's a protective instinct gone wrong. Maybe bills pile up unopened on the counter, or you find yourself deleting bank emails without even reading them. It's that familiar voice telling yourself you'll deal with it later. This avoidance provides a very short-term sense of relief. For a moment, the problem doesn't exist because you're not looking at it. It feels so much easier in the now. But this temporary peace comes at a high cost. Avoidance is like a pressure cooker. The stress builds up silently in the background, often when you're trying to rest. The unknown becomes a source of immense dread. A small, manageable issue like a single overdue bill can grow into a much larger, more complicated problem with consequences like late fees, collection notices, and hits to your credit score. The longer you avoid looking, the more frightening it becomes to face the music. Soon, the anxiety about the problem can become worse than the problem itself. Ultimately, avoidance promises peace, but delivers prolonged stress and a feeling of powerlessness. The second phase of money stress is impulse spending. This is the flip side of avoidance. Instead of running from a bad feeling, you run toward a fleeting good one. That quick hit of dopamine from a new purchase can feel like a solution, a way to self-soothe when you're feeling down, bored, or stressed. Tough day at work, feeling unappreciated. You pass a store and see a beautiful jacket in the window. You buy it. For a few minutes or hours, you feel a rush of excitement and pleasure. The jacket makes you feel stylish and successful. But then the feeling fades. The next morning, you might feel a pang of guilt, regret, especially when you remember other financial goals. The impulse cycle. It provides a temporary high followed by a crash. Finally, the constant humming background noise of money anxiety, trouble sleeping at night, a racing heart when using a credit card. Money anxiety can make you irritable, tense. When money makes you feel chronically unsafe, it casts a long, dark shadow. Many of us have been taught a simple formula: more money equals less stress. We dream of getting that big raise, landing that higher-paying job, starting a business that takes off. Clarity, not just cash, is the true key to peace. When you are clear, your choices feel calmer, and it shows up in daily life. Hearing about the importance of clarity might feel a little intimidating, especially when it feels like everyone else has their finances perfectly figured out. There's this unspoken pressure that you need to suddenly become a financial expert overnight, and that anything less is a failure. I want to reassure you that this is absolutely not the case. In fact, that all-or-nothing thinking is often what keeps us stuck. You do not need to embark on a massive, life-altering overhaul. True, lasting change rarely happens that way. Instead, the path to clarity is paved with small, gentle, and manageable steps. It is about making tiny adjustments and celebrating those small wins. These little actions over time create a profound shift in how you feel about your money and yourself. So let's start with one of the kindest first steps. Just look at one thing. No judgment, just observation. Maybe this week, you just open your checking account and look at the last 5 transactions. That is it. You don't have to do anything about them, just look. Or open that one bill that's been sitting on your desk. Just open it and read the total. This small act of looking breaks the cycle of avoidance and proves that you can handle it. It takes the power away from the unknown. Another gentle step is to create a moment of pause before you spend. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? When you're about to make an unplanned purchase, stop for a single, deep breath. If you can, give yourself a 24-hour waiting period. This simple delay separates the emotion from the action, and more often than not, the urge will fade. Finally, introduce one simple personal rule that makes your life easier. For example, I won't store my card info online. This adds a helpful moment of friction to impulse buys. Or, I'll set aside $20 each paycheck for guilt-free fun. This gives you explicit permission to enjoy your money. Small, personal guidelines like these reduce decision fatigue and chaos, helping you steer your financial life with intention and kindness. Picture this. It's late, and Sarah is scrolling on her phone, winding down from a long day. Targeted ads pop up, showcasing beautiful shoes and cozy sweaters that seem to promise comfort and a little bit of luxury. Feeling exhausted and unappreciated, she clicks buy without a second thought. For a moment, there's a quick jolt of excitement, a tiny escape from the stress of her day. But the morning light brings a familiar wave of regret. The shoes, once a source of excitement, end up lost and forgotten in an already crowded closet. Now, let's picture Sarah after making one small, calm choice. She decides to create a simple boundary for herself. No online shopping after 9 p.m. A few nights later, she feels that same pull. But then she remembers her rule. She sets the phone down and picks up a book instead. The next morning, there's no heavy regret, just a clear, peaceful start to her day. The shoes are still in her inbox, but the compulsive urge to buy is gone. In its place, she feels a small, quiet sense of pride and control. Then there's Mark, a classic avoider. Just the thought of checking his bank balance makes his stomach knot with anxiety. So, he doesn't. One afternoon, his card is declined at the grocery store. The moment is public and stressful. He panics, opens his app, and finds a surprise overdraft from a forgotten auto payment. Tired of the stress, he sets a recurring 5-minute calendar reminder. A tiny commitment. Each Friday he opens the app and just looks at his transactions. That's it, just 5 minutes. At first, his heart pounds. But after a month, the task becomes boring, in the best possible way. The fear subsides. He even catches a duplicate charge from a restaurant and gets it reversed, saving him money. The terror of the unknown has turned into simple awareness. He's no longer afraid of his own account. You don't need a life overhaul, just a calm moment. Our culture sells all-or-nothing self-improvement. Get a second job, move cities, cancel everything, swear off lattes forever. Instead, find a single calm moment. Real change is small, quiet, and consistent. Pause and breathe before you enter your card number. Choose a small swap because you care about a bigger goal. Tell a trusted friend you're trying to be more mindful. Perfection is brittle, calm is flexible. Bad day? Okay. Learn, reset, and move on. Gentle reminders can live in the small things you carry. Wear your mindset, own your calm confidence, surround yourself with spaces that steady you. The goal is always calm consistency over perfect intensity. Little wins every day. That's how peace grows. Talking about money without the fight. For many of us, money talks feel tense. One saver, one spender. Both feel judged. Start with a feeling. Use I statements. I've been feeling anxious about our savings lately. I'd love to talk when you have a moment. It's not blame, it's an invitation. Avoid the past. Look to the next small step together. What if we set aside $50 a week this month and see how it feels? Use we. You're on the same side. Lead with feelings. Focus on small goals. Use inclusive language. That's how you build trust. It stops being about winning and starts being about building a life together. Shared values, shared choices, shared peace. Clarity turns hard talks into teamwork. We live in a world that shouts about the glory of the hustle. Always be climbing, working more, earning more, achieving more. That pressure breeds burnout and anxiety. Emotional clarity asks, what's the emotional cost of your hustle? Choosing calm is powerful. It's steady rules, celebrated small wins, and less impulse. Calm lets you enjoy the life you have now. Step off the hamster wheel. First, breathe. Then pick one small step. Try it for a week and notice how you feel. Start small. Be kind to yourself. Watch your relationship with money transform. If this message resonated, please like and share this video, and subscribe for more content about growth and self-expression. Your support helps us keep creating helpful, kind content. For resources and exclusive merchandise to support your journey, visit www.1012expressions.com. Thank you for being here today. Be well.